Ayan, magandang gabi po, Kuya Noel.
Ay,
November
magandang gabi.
20.
Biruin mo yun, November 20 na. Magandang gabi ho sa inyong lahat. Magandang umaga sa mga nakikinig at nanonood. Sa Pilipinas, welcome to the City of Peg Watch, the Kuya Noel and Tito Aldous Show. At bago tayo magsimula, i-acknowledge muna natin ang ating kinikilalang lugar kung saan tayo ay nagbo-broadcast. The City of Peg Watch acknowledges that we are on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional gathering place of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene people, and the traditional homeland of the Métis people. Every time we acknowledge this truth, we have an invitation and an opportunity to reflect on what we do and what we can do to make Manitoba a better place for everyone who lives here. Kinikilala ng the City of Peg Watch na tayo ay natitipon sa teritoryo ng Treaty 1, ang tradisyonal na lugar ng pagtitipon ng mga Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota at Dene, at ang tradisyonal na tinubuang bayan ng mga katutubong Métis. Sa tuwing kinikilala natin ang katotohanan ito, meron tayong isang paanyaya at isang pagkakataon na pagnilayan ang kung ano ang ating ginagawa at kung ano ang maaari nating gawin upang gawing isang mahusay na lugar ang Manitoba para sa lahat ng naninirahan dito. Magandang gabi uli sa iyo, Tito Aldous.
Ayun, ang bilis nun, Kuya Noel, ah.
Ano na natin, gamay na natin yun. At isang paalala yun sa atin. Every time we gather or every time we start a meeting or any event siguro, make it a point to acknowledge mo ang ating mga katutubo. Dahil kung wala sila, ay wala rin tayo dito sa Canada. Kaya lagi natin ginagawa yan. Shout out sa ating mga katutubong mga kaibigan, lalong-lalo na si Mike Smoke.
Mike Smoke, shout out.
Shout out at ang mga nakikinig, those who are watching from Sapotayawak Reserve. Diba? Nagpunta tayo dyan 2 years ago, Tito Aldous. Alala mo ba yan? Ang babait ng tao dyan sa Sapotayawak First Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yun. At syempre, speaking of mababait, di ba? Isang mabait na pagbati ang ating ine-extend sa ating kaibigan si Joel Salazar. Meron siyang trending na post nung isang araw sa 204 na siya po ay nag-aanyaya ng isang motorcade para sa mga taga-suporta ni BBM. At kung nakikinig ka, Mr. Joel Salazar, so na alam kung ano na ang update dito dahil marami nagtatanong marami nag-message dito sa The City of Peg Watch at kay Tito Aldous na Tito Aldous, ano ba nangyari dun sa nakita namin post na may daw motorcade daw nagagawin at magkikita-kita sa Kildonan Park o kung saan man. At marami dun talagang nagsulputan yung mga comments. Kami, suporta kami diyan, sama kami. At ngayon po ay nagtatanong ang taong bayan. Diba? Alam mo na, magaling na organizer to si Boss Joel Salazar.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya ako nakikinig ka, boss. Yan, pakibalitaan kami ng update kung ito po ay matutuloy at kung kailan, at dahil po marami po ang nag-aantabay sa motorcade in support of BBM dito sa Winnipeg. At doon din sa mga kabilang panig naman, nagkaroon sila ng gathering din, yung mga taga-suporta ni Lenny Robredo. Meron pong in-upload sa pinost sa 204. Yung mga taga-suporta naman ni BP Lenny Robredo. Last week po yata yun, nagkaroon sila ng gathering at meron din mga sumama dun sa motorcade na yun. At sa iba bang mga presidential candidate, wala tayong pinapanigan dito. Open tayo kahit sino, di ba, Tito Aldous?
Mm-hmm.
So kung kayo ay taga-suporta naman ni sino ba? Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao, yan.
Paalam nyo rin sa amin, i-cover po natin niya para pare-parehas tayo. Sino ba? Manny Pacquiao, si
Isko Moreno.
Si Isko Moreno, si Mayor. Di ba si Yorme? Tapos si Lacson. Si Calio de Guzman, yung makakaliwa, di ba?
Meron pa isang kaliwa, si Palyarde ba yan? Si General, yung
kaliwa ba yung kanan? Basta, lahat tayo, di ba? Pati yung meta to, kung may taga-suporta rito yung presidential candidate na yun, nakalimutan ko pangalan,
Ay,
puro totoo, pati sa mukha meron.
Yung trending.
Oo, di ba?
Sikat sa TikTok ngayon yun.
Pwede rin dito yun. Pwede rin natin i-cover yun sa mga, kung may mga gatherings kayo, in support of your candidate sa Pilipinas, ipaalam nyo po sa amin para ma-cover natin. At mabigyan ng ma-interview namin kayo kung bakit nyo sinusuportan si VP Lenny Robredo, si BBM, si Bongo, si Inday Sara, si Lacson, Manny Pacquiao. Dami pala, no?
Dami. Nakakatuwa nga eh.
Dami. Parang talaga.
Only in the Philippines.
Ano tawag din pagka yung maraming
circus.
Pati pinadala ko sa iyo, Tito Aldous, na vlogger sa Amerika, si Maharlika, no? Galit na galit.
Maimbitahan nga natin Kuya Noel.
Oo, ma-interview natin yun si Palangga. Si Palangga Maharlika sa States. Solid yun na loyalista. Tapos kahapon, yung sa latest vlog niya, tinira niya si President Duterte dahil nga doon sa mga binitiwang salita ni Presidente Duterte tungkol sa mga blind items na, di ba? Tayo naman nakikinig laang. Tayo wala tayong sinusuportahan dahil hindi man tayo. Ako nga, hindi ako makakaboto, Tito Aldous dahil hindi ako nakakakuha ng dual citizenship.
Ay, speaking of dual citizenship, Kuya Noel, ano nangyari na balita doon sa ating immigration?
Wala pa eh. Oo. Hindi ko malaman kung meron silang outreach na naman dito, pero yun po ang ating advocacy na sana kung sino maupong presidente, sana po bigyan nyo naman kami dito ng permanenteng consular office para hindi na kami always at the mercy of outreach program ng Toronto. Para naman maging conveniente sa ating mga kababayan dito. Dami yung mga Pilipino rito. Kung nakikinig kayo, yung mga presidentiables yan, dami. Ligawan nyo para mag-dual citizen kami sa susunod na botohan, makaboto kami sa inyo. Yan lang naman yun
Yung mga,
ang good news natin.
Yung good news.
Basketball. Ngayon, itong dahil sa pandemic, Tito Aldous, at kahit hindi pa pre-COVID-19 pa, napakahirap mag-book ng mga basketball court. Lalo na pagka-winter, obviously, kasi hindi pwede maglaro sa labas. Ngayon, yung mga bata, yung mga organisasyon ng mga basketball, nagre-renta yan, nagpapabook yan sa mga eskwelahan. Sa dami ng lalo na mga Pilipino, sa dami na gustong mag-basketball, kulang na kulang yung mga facilities na yan.
Magliliga.
Oo, magliliga, pa-practice, di ba? Pa-practice para sa liga. Kailangan nila ng basketball court. Ngayon, nakausap natin, mamaya papakita natin sa inyo, yung bagong project na pinupush ngayon ni Councillor Vivian Santos ng Point Douglas Ward, ang pagpapatayo, Tito Aldous.
Ano?
Bago to.
Anong bago, Kuya Noel?
Bagong gymnasium sa ito lang. Tanong nga dito sa bahay ko yung magiging pwesto Tyndall Park Community Center.
Wow.
Magkakaroon yan. OGABS. Bago. Ngayon ito, nakapasa na sa committee hearing at nung isang linggo, binasa na to sa EPC, sa Executive Policy Committee. At ang susunod nitong hakbang, mag-a-action na yung council, city council, na mayor, hahanap na sila ng pondo. Mamaya malalaman nyo kung magkano ang tag price nito. Pero ang kagandahan nito, ang dami makikinabang dito, Tito Aldous, lalo na yung mga bagets natin na mahilig mag-basketball pagka ito natuloy. Kaya abangan nyo yan mamaya. Ipapakita natin yung ating interview with Councillor Vivian Santos tungkol dun sa pagpapatayo ng bago. Sarap niya, bago. Yung, di ba?
Kapit na kapit.
Kapit na kapit. Tapos yung ganda ng facilities, no? Tapos yan, makita mo yung mga liga, tapos mga noipi. Hindi naman mga noipi lang. Kaya mostly kasi, basta basketball ang pinag-usapan Talaga
Noisy
namang
yan.
very active ang mga Noipi. Kaya i-push natin yan. Sabi nga ni Councillor Vivian Santos sa atin, gusto niya marinig yung mga hiling ba ng mga magulang, yung mga grupo na dapat lang na panahon na magkaroon ng gymnasium, new gymnasium dito sa Tyndall Park area para sa mga bata natin. Hindi lamang basketball dahil pwede na magamit yun sa ibang mga sports activities, di ba? Kasi dito pinakamalapit sa atin gym dito sa Tyndall. Ano ba? Maples.
Sa Maples lang.
Maples. Maples lang. Buti nga dyan sa inyo, meron Sinclair, di ba? Yung North Centennial. Meron kayo sa Sinclair. Dito sa gawin na to, very limited. At the mercy lang ng mga eskwelahan. Pero yung talagang para sa barangay, sa community, wala. So sana po matupad dito at suportahan po natin si Councillor Vivian Santos dito na mapondohan ng federal. May certain certain organization under the federal government na hihingan ng tulong para mapondohan po itong bagong itatayong gym sa Tyndall Park. At meron tayong mga picture niyan, Tito Aldous. Pinost natin yan sa 204 at ang dami nag-thumbs up, pati si Madam Lila Castro. Pakita natin yung mga picture, ha?
Sige, Kuya Noel.
Share natin yung mga picture ng
Habang hinahanap mo yun, batiin ko muna, Kuya Noel, si Renato Coracha.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Galing ako dyan, kaya busog na busog ako. Sarap ng handa.
Baka naman, Mang Renato.
Kenemen, magkakakarati. Taga Paulson yan, pre. Isang kembot lang papuntang Lansdowne yan.
Baka naman, may natira pa. Baka naman.
Nagiinuman sila doon sa Paulson. Sabi ko nga kay Ato pre, inom pa tayo. Meron tayong Kuya Noel and Tito Aldous. Papatiin mo na kita ron. Kaya binabati natin si Renato Coracha. On his 50th birthday. 50.
Ayan.
50, Brad.
50.
Ayan, na-share ko ba?
Ayan na, kitang-kita na, Kuya Noel.
Hindi ko malaman kung na-share ko.
Ayan na. Kitang-kita na, Kuya Noel.
Kitang-kita ba? Ayan. Ito po. Nasa screen na ba na?
Sa screen na yan.
Ito, nagbibisikleta. Ayan, di ba? Nakita niya. Ito po yan. Ito para maliwanagan tayo kung saan pupwesto yan. Ito yung Burros area na yan. Wala pong matatamaan dyan na green space. Kaya kung kayo nag-aalala na makakain yung mga pinagdadausan ni Kevin Lamoro ng fireworks pagka Canada Day, hindi po maapektuhan yan. Dahil yan po ilalagay dun sa harap ng parking lot. Sa mismong Burros Avenue. Kaya pag dumaan kayo ng Burros, galing kayo ng Kiwetin, sa bandang kaliwa, yun po itatayo yung bagong gym na yan.
So, matatanggal yung ice rink dun, Kuya Noel?
Walang tatanggalin.
Dun sa parking lot?
Oo, dun sa harap ng parking lot, meron pa niyang space na pwedeng pagtayuan nung gym na yun. Doon po ilalagay yan.
Kuya Noel, makakaroon ng problema dyan.
Ano ang problema?
Yung mga nagde-date, walang paradahan dyan. Kasi pag gabi dumadaan ka dyan, ang daming nagde-date dyan
Doon na lang sila sa likod ng magandang pwestuhan yan po ng mga nagde-date. Pero pwede kayong pumwesto pa sa iba. Pumurada kayo doon. Meron pa namang dyan matitirang parking space. Pwede kayo dyan. Ito pa isang picture, Tito Aldous, ha? Share pa natin itong isang picture para maliwanagan tayo kung nasan niya. Ito, aerial shot. Perspective pa lang po ito. Ayan ha. Para lalo maliwanagan, di ba? Tuturo natin ngayon. Ito yung parking lot. Ito yung open na ice hockey rink, di ba? Ito yung basketball court na open. Di ba? Dito, dyan tayo nagka-Canada Day pagka nagpapaputok si paring Kevin Lamoro. Ito yung existing. Ito yung malit na yan, yun yung existing Community Center. So, parking lot. Ito yung OGABS, Brad, bago.
Ay, walang
Ito yung
magagalaw.
Bruce Avenue, Brad.
Walang magagalaw
Ayan.
pala.
Walang magagalaw. Ito yung eskwelahan. Oh. Ito yung bahay namin. Ayun,
Ayun, kulay white.
Kulay white. Ito, King Edward po yan. King Edward, Burroughs Avenue. Ayan, tapos ito yung park. Sarap tumakbo dyan, Tito Aldous. Ito yung football field niyan eh. O yan, ito yung merong ano ba tawag doon?
Softball.
Cricket.
Crickets, yeah.
Nagkikriket. Dito pala yun. Nagkikriket yung mga kapatid nating mga East Indian dyan, tsaka mga Pakistano. Yan, nagkikriket. Tapos meron diyang bike lane din dyan at masarap takbuhan. Ganda ng Tyndall Park eh.
Lalo pa,
Labis na area.
Lalo pa pagandahin ni Councillor Vivian Santos.
Ayun naman. So thank you Councillor Vivian Santos sa iyong initiative. At mamaya po panoorin niyo yung full interview natin kay Konsihala Vivian Santos. Yan. So ano pa ang ating mga pag-uusapan ngayon, Tito Aldous? Meron tayong pipiliin na best post of the week.
Sige, yung trending muna, no?
Sa 204. Sa 204 Marketplace, dahil lagi tayong pumipili niyan. Yung mga interesting na mga post na informative, nakakatuwa, nakatulong sa atin, nakakapagpaligaya sa atin, na bibigyan tayo ng mga bagong kaalaman. Yun ang mga criteria natin, di ba? Random lang tayo, random lang tayong pumipili. Dahil makikita natin yan pagka binuksan mo yung 204 Filipino Marketplace. Pero mo, ang members niyan, 50,000 plus, Tito Aldous.
Dami, parang community ng Pilipino.
Yan ang pinakamalaking Filipino group, Facebook group dito sa Manitoba. Kaya pagka nag-trending ka dyan, alam na this. Popular, tsaka masarap pag-usapan. Ngayon, malapit na Pasko. Ano nilalagay natin pagka Pasko? Ito Aldous, di ba?
Christmas light, parol,
Christmas,
at mga
Christmas
LED
tree.
lights.
Yung mga yung mga parang dropping, yung mga umiiyak
na popsicle, icicle.
Popsicle, yung mga gano'n, icicle na gumagano'ng kumukuti-kuti, bumabagsak, no?
Ito lang yan.
Ngayon, siyempre, yung mga kapis na parol, sikat yan, Brad.
Yan? Pag may nangangaroling nga pag alam nila may ganyan, alam nila Pilipino may-ari, kaya doorbell agad sila.
Antimony yan, doorbell. Tapos, sa labas pa lang, amoy lechon belly ng Laras lechon. Uy, sarap. Diba? Yan ang mga dating pagkapasko. Amoy lechon belly ni Laras. Shout out to Erwin Hernandez. Gandang lalaki niyan. Tapos, ang galing gumawa. Yung tapang taal, Tito Aldous.
Yung bago ngayon.
Ay, naku, sarap. Yung tapang taal, yung tinatawag na may zest.
Ano ba, pre?
Tapang taal, Batangas. Tapang taal. Yung pork jerky, kung tawag.
Baka naman, meron dyan.
Ay, ayun naman, mga beke naman.
Matikman naman ng Diverse Food Canada.
Mai-plug naman ni Alfonso, di ba?
Baka naman dyan.
Baka naman. Yeah. Ngayon, alam mo ito, bago tayo pumunta dun sa Christmas decors and traditions, no? Yung Compares Grill, alam mo yan, iluluto na yung ginawang lechon ni Ernie Laras.
Compares Grill? Bago yan,
yung Compares Grill. Nakakain ka na dyan, Tito Aldous. Pinalita mo sa akin, nakalimutan mo raw pangalan mo nung tumira ka niya.
Kaya nga masarap doon
Yung mga seafood, yung mga tapos magkakaroon na rin ng lechon belly.
Ng Laras,
Ng Laras. Ay, the best yun.
Hindi ko pa natitikman yun,
Ay, hindi mo pa natitikman?
Hindi pa.
Ay, shout out ulit. Erwin Hernandez. Kung nakikinig ka, sabi ni Tito Aldous, Beke naman.
Erwin Hernandez. Share nga to. Okay.
Ngayon, balik tayo dun sa mga trending na post sa 204, no, Tito Aldous. Meron nag-post dun. makakatulong, matatakot ka kung meron ka nun. At magiging informed ka kung wala ka pa nun. Kumbaga, mag-iingat ka. Kasi yung meron siyang binili na parol.
Nako.
Nakapis.
Nakapis.
Ngayon, doon sa picture makikita mo, double purpose eh. Alam mo kung bakit double purpose?
Bakit?
Parol na, fireworks pa.
Napaaga New Year.
Ito share natin ha.
Sige.
Basahin natin yung mga
trending post.
Basahin natin yung mga comments ng mga tao. Nakakatuwa din mag-comment yung mga tao dahil kumbaga, meron doon mga experts sa mga kuryente. Diba? Dapat yan, mga ganyan-ganyan. Dapat ilang volts lang yan, ganyan-ganyan. Baka,
educational sila yan.
Educational. Ang daming experts na Pilipino eh. Sabi mo sa akin, Tito Aldous, kung nakikita mo na yung ating
Kita na.
Kita na, di ba? Ngayon, ito ang nag-post nito. Ang pangalan si Janice Villamor. Ang sabi niya, sabi niya, heads up lang po sa mga parol galing po sa Pilipinas. Ito nangyari, Tito Aldous.
Grabe,
Brad.
Nasunog.
Ito yung kisame. Ito yung blinds niya. Ayun yung parol. Sunog. Nilike nga nito, Joel Salazar. Parang kilala ko to nilike nila ito yung mga educational na dyan. Basahin natin. Ang sabi ni Eden Borhal Nukum. Shoutout sa iyo.
Kilala natin yan.
Magaling yung pagkakabanat niya. Sabi niya,
kilala natin yan.
share ko lang po based in my experience. Dapat LED at naka 110 na agad ang parol pag binili nyo. 110 agad daw. Marami na kaming nadalang parol dito. Nagdadala pala siya ng parol. At yung iba, nabenta ko pa. Nabenta niya pa. Ilang years na rin yung iba. So far, maayos naman. Yung sa akin, binili ko dyan sa Lansdowne . 5 kalahating taon na.
Ayos pa.
Ay, ang ganda. May sa
plastic
babae.
pa.
Ganda. Ayos na yun. Yung iba po kasi, 220 volts, tapos i-convert po nila ng 110. Kadalasan, yun ang nagkakaproblema. Kasi, madalian ang gawa. Nirarush eh. Lalo na yung mga binibenta sa tabing kalsada. Sa Pilipinas to. Pag Christmas season, sobrang delikado yung mga binibenta nila. Kaya kung bibili kayo ng parol, dapat dun sa mga mga reputable na mga kumpanya. Tulad ng
Sa divers.
Yung mga authorized distributor ng mga imported products tulad ng Diverse Industries.
Industries, yan.
Meron po yung mga hinahangong meron niyang weekly, may bus na truck na dumarating niya galing British Columbia, mga seafood sandalam, di ba? Meron din niya mga fresh meat galing ng southern part ng Manitoba. Di ba? Ganun ba? Anyway, dapat po sa reputable. Pero maganda itong pinaliwanag niya. Dapat ang voltahe natin dito, Tito Aldous. 10 Gs. Tama ba?
110.
110. Yung sa Pilipinas, 220. Anong nangyari yan? Nogsu. Meron din, ito, basahin natin. Ito, nakakatuwa itong isang na to eh. Ito, magandang parol, very safe. Itong isa nag-comment. Buti itong parol namin, maayos pa hanggang ngayon sa Pinas din binili. Ito, Tito Aldous, kita mo ba yan?
Kita yan.
Maayos pa. Walang ilaw-ilaw yan eh. Yun yung mga yung mga sinasabit sa elementary school. Di ba? Tapos sabi dito ni Rebecca, Tunggol Mutok, it happened to me, but I take off the switch right away. May delikado rin yung kung nangyari. Top comments. Tingnan natin ang mga top comments dito. Eto, meron sample dito. Sa totoo lang, ang parol namin galing pang Pampanga, Pilipinas.
Oh, yan authentic.
Pina-convert namin ng 110 volts. Importante talaga yung pagpapakonvert eh. Doon sa gumawa. Awa ng Diyos ito. Awa ng Diyos, binili pa ito noong 2009. More than 10 years ago na. Okay pa rin. May video pa oh. Ayan oh. O, kita nyo oh. Kumukuti-kutita pa oh.
Galing ano.
Oh, palakihan natin. Ayan oh. 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 Kita mo.
Paskong Pasko.
Oh. Paskong Pasko eh. Oh. Meron dito isang ano eh. Nakakatuwang comment eh. Hanapin natin. Pero ang dami kong natutunan yan nung binabasa ko yung ano yan, post na yan. Meron din tapos ang kagandahan, shinare ng mga iba yung mga parol nila na maayos pa. With videos pa. Ito rin sa kanila. Si Rachel Gamboa Petrasanta. This is ours, already converted to 110. So lahat doon, ang solusyon lagi is
Conversion.
convert. Ipa-convert nyo na po bago nyo isaksak dito. Para hindi kayo nagkakaproblema. Oh.
Pero yung ibang Kuya Noel, yung mga ibang parol na for export talaga, gaya yung kinikerry ng ng Diverse Industries Limited, pang export talaga yan eh. Ano na yan? Converted na yan sa 110.
Antimano.
Kasi pang export yun eh. Kaya yung iba, pag yung galing Philippines, kinankerry nyo papunta dito sa Winnipeg, ayan, siguradong 220 yan.
Oh, yun.
Lalo nabibili sa mga daan.
Madalian yan, no? Napilitan pa yan. Oh, di ba? So, ingat-ingat lang po. Pagka kayo bibili, siguraduhin nyo, unang-una, kung mga lisensyadong mga mga importer, imedala. Dahil po yan, may mga certain standards yan bago dito pumasok sa Canada eh. Kumbaga, makakakuha nga kayo ng mura, mangyayari naman ganre. Nogsu. Kumbaga, agan pa New Year yan eh. Double purpose nga, kaya lang sunog naman ang kisame nyo.
Sino ba yung nasa Kuya Noel? Anong pangalan niya?
Nag-post, si Janice Villamor.
Janice Villamor.
Dahil dyan.
Bibigay si Kuya's Foods ng Red Hot Dog para sa iyo. Kontakin niyo lang po yung Kuya's Foods.
Ayun.
Pampapasko po ng Diverse Industries Limited Incorporation. Kasama si Kuya's Foods.
Sinasabi ko dahil pampalubag loob, di ba? Dahil medyo na-bad trip yan, syempre si Janice. Para naman sumaya eh. Tsaka post of the week sa 204. Kaya kung kayo ay merong magiging trending na post niyan sa 204, pagka kayo napili ni Tito Aldous, bibigyan po kayo ng hotdog. Yung pula. I-message po namin kayo mamaya pagkatapos ng show kung saan tayo pwedeng mag-eyeball para doon sa hotdog.
Kung gusto niyo mag-trending, mag-post po kayo dyan. Lalo yung mga may utang, i-post nyo dyan. Trending yan, sigurado yan. Baka dalawang hotdog bibigyan ni Kuya Noel sa inyo eh.
Ang utang dapat binabayaran niya. Dahil umutang ka para natulungan ka nung nagpautang sa iyo, di ba? Huwag ka nung dead matology.
Dermatology.
Nung nangungutang talaga namang very active, kuya. Di ba? Kailan ba i-transfer yan? Nga madali. Pagka nung singilan
Sin mode.
Sin mode. Tapos makikita mo magpo-post, feeling blessed. Bayad muna ng utang bago ang feeling blessed. Ay, naku po mga kaibigan. Napag-usapan lang po namin. Congratulations, Janice Villamor. Nanalo ka ng Red Hot Dog, isang pack mula sa Diverse Industries at Kuya's Foods. I-message po namin kayo. kung saan nyo pwedeng ma-pick up ang hotdog. At kung gusto nyo, bumili na rin kayo ng papaitan.
Relleno. Tama-tama. Pasko. Laras meat.
Relleno. Tsaka yung Laras Lechon, Belly.
Mhm.
Tsaka shoutout nga pala kay Ate Lisa ng Spring Roll Queen. Yan, dito sa Winnipeg. Sa Notre Dame po yan. Okay. Palabasan natin yung at tayo 8:20 na. Ipapalabas po namin, ipapakita namin sa inyo ang ating interview with Councillor Vivian Santos, and we talk about the new gymnasium na itatayo po sa Tyndall Park area. It will benefit most of the Filipino young kids, especially those who are engaged in sports activities, lalong-lalo na ang basketball. Ito po, panoorin po natin ang ating panayam kay Councillor Vivian Santos. Take it away. Hi, Councillor Vivian. Welcome back to the City of Pegwatch, the Kuya Noel and Tito Aldo show. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's always an honor to have you in our show. And I'm pretty excited today because this week, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday, one of the agenda items at the EPC is your project, our very own, new gymnasium in Tyndall Park area. And as a Tyndall Park resident, I'm super excited about this, and I'm pretty sure that our audience right now are eager to hear more information or updates about this gymnasium in the neighborhood. Tell us more about it, ma'am. Go ahead.
Well, we're just in the beginning processes. I think some of the area, especially the Tyndall Park neighborhood, were part of the engagement and the feasibility study and part of the public engagement that was hosted pre-COVID. I think it was in during COVID. I can't remember. I think it was January 2020.
January 2020.
Yeah. And I think the whole neighborhood loved it and it was great. And I think some of the challenges at that time, and it's still a challenge today, is finding the actual finances, right? To get the city on board, to support it and to fund it. Because I believe it's about approximately $15 million to build. And so that's a challenge in itself, trying to do we look at debt financing? Do we look at increasing property taxes? And as you know, COVID has definitely impacted our finances, especially through transit and all the service cuts that we're continuously to see. So fast forward to today, and David D'Souza had reached out to me, and he told me some of the issues that some of our kids are dealing with when they don't have the proper space to practice and to play games, especially now with the restrictions and the school division not giving out permits to the city to allow David to go in and use the gym space within the school. And that's all across the board of all the school divisions, except for Seven Oaks, I believe, and some other school divisions are opening up. But they're jam-packed with their own programming, right? So we rely heavily on Winnipeg School Division and their gyms. And unfortunately, again, like I said, the restrictions, it's put a huge damper, and there's a huge gap in this neighborhood that serves Shaughnessy, that serves Inkster, that serves Tyndall. And so when I was speaking to David, I said, are you able to even practice? He said, no. Are you able to host games? He's like, no. All we do is we go to the other person's community center and we play. So I said, how many kids are being displaced? And he says, we got upwards of 100 kids that are part of our programming that don't have a space to go to. So that dawned on me at that time when I had a conversation with him. I said, look, I'm ready to make this very political and to put it in front of EPC and the mayor to let them know this is a severe issue within Tyndall Park. They need a space. And so I moved the motion at community committee with Councillor Edie and Councillor Debbie fully supportive. And it came before EPC this week, and they support it to move it to the budget working group. So that means basically EPC and the mayor are going to have to figure out how they're going to pay for it. Yes, exactly. So whether that's debt financing or reallocating money from different projects, I leave that to the budget working group to figure out. The administration did tell me there is an opportunity to have this project funded 50% through a Canada Build fund, but the project had to be zero emissions, right? So that was kind of one of their major criterias. But because this is a new build, it's still possible.
Yeah. Is it the federal funding, the one that you mentioned about the funding? Is it federal or?
It's federal.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to look up the name. The exact name is the Canada Green and Inclusive Buildings Program. And so the crux of the issue is city administration cannot put an application in unless it's in the budget book. So you have to have a line in the capital budget saying that the city is willing to pay for it at 50%. And then what the city administration does is they take that, say, look, this is the priority in the budget book. We're going to apply for funding.
Yeah. And again, how much is the tag price for the whole build?
So I believe it is approximately $14 million. $10
million. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to go up here. I have the actual breakdown in the gym itself is $8.3 million.
Okay.
But there is a cost to actually apply to the Canada Green and Inclusive Buildings program. So we bumped it up. So the administration told me to bump it up to $9 million. Plus, I believe there's also some other added costs, inflation costs you need to build into it, which was $5 million. So the total cost, including taxes, class estimates, architectural drawings, and all that stuff, is a total of $14 million.
I visited the City of Winnipeg website. There are some photos there, but I was just wondering I know that there will be a gym, but what are we expecting, like in terms of sports facilities, aside from a basketball gym? Yeah.
So my understanding, it's about the size of one basketball court. The gym. Okay. That's the size. It's going to be an addition to the current space that's there already. So they're not tearing down anything. They're just going to be taking some of the parking lot space and building an addition to the multi-purpose ice rink change room area. So that's staying. Yeah.
So we are not using any of the green space.
No. It's going to be taking mostly the front and where the parking lot is. Okay. So it's going to be closer to Burroughs.
Oh, nice. So it's going to be beside or in front or beside the existing community center, correct?
Yes.
Along Burroughs. Yeah. Awesome. Yes,
along Burroughs.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, we're not taking any of the back space where the soccer pitch and all that. No, that's staying put.
Because one thing we'll be sure, if we're taking the green space, Kevin Lamru will cry. Because
I will cry too. I totally understand.
It's a Canada Day area. Our area but he initiates that every year, so except for this year. Anyway, what's the current step now? I know that it's going to the mayor and they will put up a budget line to be inserted in the 2022 budget. And after that, if everything goes well, hopefully, what's the timeline? When are we expecting this new build?
That's a good question. From my past experience and how these work, I would say if they get approved funding through the federal government, we could be looking at 2023, 2024 opening.
Yeah.
Right. Because these builds it takes maybe a good half a year for application. And then it's like finalizing. And then, so that usually takes like a good year to kind of solidify and then a year to build. Right. So we wouldn't be looking at a new space until 24, 25 at best.
And I'm pretty sure there's no resistance at all from any sector on this.
Oh, like within the community?
Within the community,
not.
absolutely not.
No,
Okay,
I don't think so at all. Again, it's on the list that's currently unfunded. It's called, what's the list? Is it called the 2020 Infrastructure Plan? Mm-hmm. So it's already, the city knows it's needed, right? And it's currently on their unfunded capital list. Like they have a list of like 50 projects, right? And it's in there as well. So it is needed. It's just a matter of making it a priority, letting the mayor and the EPC and the budget working group know it's a priority. But I'm also cognizant in the challenges in other areas of the city, right? I know the North End and the Northwest, we're always felt that we're looked at second, and it's very challenging to compete with downtown, right? And I get lots of calls and complaints about downtown and how that looks, and our homeless population and our poverty. So there's so many challenging issues that surround Winnipeg as a whole. It's hard to compete for recreational space.
Yeah, but it's
right when we have buildings like, for instance, Maples. I get it. They need a huge upgrade, right? There's money needs to be put into that building as well to serve that neighborhood. Yeah. So it's very challenging. I'm very hopeful. I'm hoping they will really take it into consideration, but I won't stop fighting for it. Yeah. I think one big piece of data that's very important for EPC and people to understand is the GCWCC Plan 2025. It is said in there is a gap and there is a lack of community recreational space in the LSWK, like the northwest part of the city. So it does talk about that. And it's my understanding GCWCC is also redoing their plan to 2045. And I wholeheartedly believe that it's going to say the exact same thing. We have a growing neighborhood and we have a very limited recreational space for kids and adults and seniors to play in.
Yeah, I want to go back just a bit of a rewind here. We would like to acknowledge, of course, yourself as our councillor. However, are there any other organizations or individuals that would like to, to acknowledge or to give credits on this ongoing project?
Oh, yeah.
The organizations who supported you?
Yeah, so the board, the volunteer board at Tyndall Park, Jen Ferguson and David D'Souza, and Tom Thompson, they've been instrumental in trying to push this forward. They keep calling me, when are we going to get the build? And they keep telling me all the challenges that they're facing, especially during the pandemic. But they make it work. They make it work with the space they have. I'm so fortunate that David's able to continue on the programming, even though it's very limited. He's still able to organize and at least get these kids going to some other community center. So kudos to him and just the surrounding community that supports it. I think it's important that everybody acknowledges that this is needed, and I need more support from them, right? More emails telling me about if you got a kid that's used to play or does play at Tyndall Park and you're looking for after school programming and there's a lack of space, I need to hear that. It's so important to hear that information right from the residences. If you can let them know that I want to hear that, because then it gives me more arsenals in my toolbox to say, look, Mayor and Council, this is an issue. We got because that's the power of the people, right? That's the power of the people, the voices of the people, they need to be heard. I think that's very important. It helps my job because I can say, look, these are the calls that I'm getting. And I know I'm still getting them, but the more the merrier. And I'm never hesitant to always receive that type of information from the community.
Expect more emails coming.
Oh, absolutely. And give me examples. give me stories.
Yes.
Because I'm all about lived experiences. That's how I do my work, is about lived experiences. If I don't hear some of the troubles or some of the issues that are happening, I'm always going to think things are fine and dandy when I know they're not. But if I don't have anybody telling me a little bit of their personal story, obviously I'll keep it confidential. But these are examples that I can keep in my back pocket, and I can say, I'm hearing from residences, right? Because it's truth to power is what I live by, right?
Last question before I let you go. I know it's too early, but are you considering naming it, like in honor of someone, or
what? I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, because Harvey Smith we have on Cindy Class in area center, right?
Yeah.
So Isaac Brock, or famous
named after
Winnipeggers.
prominent people. Yeah. You know what? If somebody has an idea that wants to bring up a name, or just even just an idea.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we ask people to, hey, we're having this new gym in Tyndall Park, and they want your suggestion. What would be how do you want to name it, right? Instead of just saying Tyndall Park Community Gym, let's name it whatever. Because across that is our principal from Sisler.
Yes.
Named after him.
Yes.
So I don't know if
No, we have many buildings like the Sergeant Tommy Prince Place when we named it.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think that would be an amazing process.
Yeah.
We could definitely work with the community. We have a Welcome Winnipeg renaming process now.
There you go.
And the population can apply if they got a name, and they do all the research. We have a certain department that does it, and they make a recommendation to EPC. And obviously, I would support whatever name that comes forward. But we got to be cognizant to make sure there's no bad blood or anything with the name, right? And that's why we have the Welcome Committee, like the Welcome Home Committee. Yeah.
So we can start that naming convention or naming advocacy as early as now, or how do we do it?
I think anytime is fine. I think if we can get some ideas going, for sure, and then it's just all we're doing is just renaming the project. Instead of Tyndall Park Gymnasium, it'd be XYZ.
Something else. That's right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, right?
Noel Lapo's gymnasium.
It's to honor, because it will be, I think this can be an opportunity to honor someone who is a Winnipegger or someone else, a Manitoban, that deserves respect and honor and recognition. So
good. I love the idea. Thank you for bringing it up. I didn't even think of that. So that's brilliant. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you very much for your time tonight, Councillor. And we will watch out for this. We will continue on watching the updates as it goes up now to the City Council level.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. All the best to you. And again, maraming salamat.
Okay. Bye. Salamat.
Take care. All right. Bye-bye. At yan po, mga kaibigan, ang ating interview with Councillor Vivian Santos. So, nakamute ka, Tito Aldous.
Oo.
Yan, paki-unmute mo yung iyong mikropono.
Mute na. Yeah.
So, ang ganda ng mga ang ganda ng project. 15 million worth. Ngayon, ang mga 3 points dito ang nakita kong mahalaga na dapat nating siguro i-consider din na kung gusto nyo na matuloy ito. Number 1, sa budget. Kasi 15 million ang kailangan. Kailangan, pagdating dito sa council, mga kaibigan, when it goes up to the council level, the council should approve that this project be included in the 22-22 budget. Ibig sabihin, there should be a budget line in 2022 budget with the amount of 15 million para dito sa project na to. So pagka mayroon ng linya na ganon, one step yon. Next step is ang council at ang mayor's office, ang nasa city government, should approach the federal government for the funding. At ang isa sa mga criteria dun sa binanggit niya na funding from the government, it should be a green emission building. Ibig sabihin, ano siya, yung zero emission pala. Zero emission, meaning ito ay isang green building na tinatawag na environmental friendly. So meron dun sa architectural designer mismo or dun sa kanyang magiging structure, ito po ay sumasang-ayon dun sa criteria na pagiging green building. Katulad nung building natin sa opisina, Tito Aldous, yung 276 Portage, that is considered a green building dahil meron po mga may mga technology, halimbawa yung mga tubig, nire-recycle nila, yung mga tipong ganon, walang emission. So, environmental friendly na napakaganda. Dapat po ma-meet ang criteria na ito para mabigyan ng pondo from the federal government. Yun ang second na yun. Pagka may pera na, ayos na. So, paano mangyayari yon? Sabi ni Councillor Vivian Santos, she needs the voice of the people. Na if you are having trouble with after-school activities of your children, na wala silang mapuntahan, na mapaglaruan ng sports activities, let her know. Send her an email and tell her your experiences or your challenges in looking for areas or mga facilities na very challenging dahil the lack of sports facilities nga within the community. Let her know po at pwede niyo siyang tawagan sa munisipyo, sa city hall at pwede kayo mag-send ng email sa kanya. Sabi nga niya, these emails, these letters coming from the constituent from the Point Douglas wards would serve as her arsenal. Kumbaga balan niya yan. Pagka tinanong siya ng council na, bakit mo kailangan yan gym na yan? Because the people need it. Diba? Kailangan ng sinabi sa akin ng mga tao na meron silang merong need. Hindi lang naman po ito hindi lang to simpleng laruan ng mga bata ng basketball o kung anumang sports. Ito po ay nakakatulong sa kabuuan ng tao, 'di ba? Kasi kailangan natin yung mental natin, yung mental needs natin. Natutugunan yan dun sa mga ginagawa nating mga sports activities and other social activities. Na pagka meron tayong ganyang gym, ito po yung pwedeng puntahan ng mga bata para gawin yung mga activities na yan. Kaysa sa magpunta sila sa ibang mga lugar. Diba? Mapalayo sila dun sa mga hindi mga kaaya-ayang ginagawa. So yun. Sulatan nyo. Email nyo si Councillor Vivian Santos. At yung isa pa, yung pangatlo, yung na bigla ko na lang habang ini-interview ko kasi siya, bigla na lang naisip ko na this is an opportunity to recognize a person, an individual in Winnipeg or in Manitoba, to name this gym on his or her name, in honor of his name, in honor of his or her contribution as a Winnipegger or as a Manitoban or even as a resident of Tyndall Park. Sino ba mga famous na mga leaders sa Tyndall Park na dapat natin bigyan ng honor and recognition? And instead of just naming it as Tyndall Park Gymnasium, let's name it in recognition and in honor of that person. So, i-follow up natin yan with Councillor Vivian Santos' office dahil dito po sa programa natin na to, City of Pegwatch with Tito Aldous, magkakaroon tayo ng advocacy. Tatanungin namin kayo, sino ang dapat nating i-honor sa ating community na pwede nating ilagay yung kanyang pangalan doon sa Tyndall Park New Gym. Diba?
Si Evo Pagyo nagsabi na, si George Heshka Stadium.
Diba? Kasi yung tapat niyan, yung park mismo, si Principal George. Diba? So, isa yan sa mga example. Diba? Isa yan sa mga pwede nating i-consider. So, sino-sino pa yung mga iba nating mga famous na mga community leaders na dapat nating i-recognize for their contribution in our community. And this is a very good opportunity. Hindi lang tayo nagpapatayo ng basketball court dito, mga kaibigan. we are establishing here, we are honoring people who made a name na tumulong sa ating pamayanan. Ay, sarap naman ang
Si
kwentuhan
Dr.
natin.
Jose Rizal, meron ng rebulto dyan sa Jose Rizal Street.
Oo.
Malay mo, Andres Bonifacio dyan.
Yeah.
Mga
At
ganyan.
pwede rin hindi pangalan, Tito Aldous. Maaari ding isang event o isang pangalang hindi English. Maaaring aboriginal word o isang Filipino word o East Indian word, di ba? Isang mixture of isang multicultural na we will coin a word or a name na magkakahalo yung diversity. Makikita doon yung diversity ng Tyndall Park. Na mayroon dong representation ng mga East Indians, Arabs, Filipino, Caucasian, Aboriginal, lahat-lahat.
Halos lahat nandyan eh.
Diba? Kaya yung naisip natin na it's a naming convention for that gym. Para sa akin na-inspire ako dun eh. Dahil magiging pagka nakita nila, that gym is in honor of, in recognition of. Diba? Of our multiculturalism, of our diversity, kung sakaling ang ilagay natin diyan ay hindi pangalan ng tao. Diba? Diversity. Doon yun. Biro lang. Kumpanya po namin yung Diverse Industries.
Speaking of diversity, no, Kuya Noel, ayan. Si 204 Healthcare, nag-hire ng diverse na staff. Gaya ng
nurses, healthcare aides, at yung mga, ang tawag doon?
Respites. Support. Bagong natin yung Kuya Noel.
So, next week po pakita namin sa inyo yung website ng 204 Healthcare. Sila po yung bagong agency na nag-hire po ng mga nurses and health workers na pinapadala po sa mga personal care homes and eventually sa mga hospitals po and other health institutions here in Manitoba. And if you are a licensed nurse, RN, ano ba iba yung LPN. Tapos HCA, healthcare aides. Tapos sa mga walang certificates, pwede rin po kayong mag-apply as respite at companion. So kung kayo po ay naghahanap ng additional na pagkakitaan, pwede kayong mag-send ng inyong resume. Pwede nyo pong padaanin through Diverse Industries Limited at info. Nandiyan po yung numero namin, email address, info@diverseindustries.ca. And next week, we will show you, we will navigate the website of 204 Healthcare Services and Staffing Solutions. Yun!
Gusto naman, Kuya Noel.
At maraming salamat. Again, we would like to thank Councillor Vivian Santos for her time and sharing the information about this new to be built gymnasium in Tyndall Park. And we would like to encourage everyone, especially those who are residing in Tyndall Park area, to reach out Councillor Vivian Santos. Tell her that we really need this Tyndall Park gym. It's a necessity. It will help our children and our young people in their sports and other needs para po sila ay matulungan mentally and physically.
Tapos, before we forget pala, Kuya Noel, we would like to greet Oliver Ramos. A happy birthday.
Ayun. Happy birthday, Mr. Oliver Ramos.
AAA, ano yung pangalan ng company niya, Kuya Noel?
AAA Janitorial Services. Padala mo yung inyong logo at pag-usapan na lang natin yung advertisement rate mo. Dahil kaibigan naman namin ikaw. Magandang lalaki ka, yun ang unang criteria. Kaya ikaw ay pwedeng mag-place ng ads dito na discounted is at the City of Pegwatch.
Ayun, nabati natin lahat ng mga taga Agono Rizal.
Ayo, si
Yes,
Ate Blessy.
ongoing yung fiesta nila ngayon. So, sa Sinclair Community Center.
Yes, nagsasayaw-sayaw na dyan si Ate Blessy. Is Islaw ba?
Ate Blessy.
Oo, Ate Blessy. At tapos yung mga sa Nipo Angono Rizal din si yung Higantes.
Yeah.
Yung may-ari ng Higantes Relienong Bangus na taga Nipo Binabati ka namin at sana ay makarating dito ang inyong Relieno.
Baka naman.
Okay. At again, happy birthday, Renato Coracha. Yan ang kapitan ng Paulson. Pinakamagandang lalaki yan sa Paulson. Ayos.
Ayos. Okay.
At magkita-kita ulit tayo next week mga kaibigan for another magandang talakayan ng mga issues na nakakatulong sa ating lahat. Mga impormasyon na dapat nating malaman bilang mga taga-Winnipeg at taga-Manitoba. At ito po ang inyong kaibigan sa Himpapawid, si Kuya Noel.
Nako, ito naman si yung Tito Aldous. Dito lang po sa Winnipeg.
The City of Peg Watch.
City of Peg Watch.
The Kuya Noel and
Tito Aldous
Show. Maraming po salamat. Have a good evening.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.